It's a mission to Mars that begins in Inglewood.
That's right, a startup. It's led by a pair of 20-somethings. It's working with NASA and using giant 3D printers to build rockets faster and cheaper than ever before. And our Jory reports the first 3D printed flight to the red planet may be just 2 years away.
We were pretty happy that we could actually print something this big.
Tucked away in a nondescript business park in Inglewood sits the future of space travel.
Relativity is 3D printing entire rockets.
You heard him correctly, 3D printing rockets.
How long did this take to print?
Yeah, so it's about 7 days. Which is crazy fast. Actually, the whole rocket we can print in about 60.
So a year and a half versus 2 months to build an entire rocket.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a reality that was virtually unthinkable until recently. In fact, the company, Relativity Space, was dreamed up only 2.5 years ago and took off.
We actually emailed Mark Cuban to get our first funding. So it was a cold email like 2 weeks after saying we're starting the company, and he replied back within 5 minutes and said, all right, here's $500,000, and then we were off.
They've since raised $45 million, partnered with NASA, and built what they call Stargate, the largest 3D metal printer in the world. It's cut a rocket down from around 100,000 parts to fewer than 1,000 at significantly less cost. And now, the most amazing part isn't what they're building, but where they'll be building it.
Our long-term vision is to 3D print the first rocket made on Mars.
So rather than trying to use the same rocket to get you back from Mars, you go to Mars and print your own rocket.
Yeah, exactly.
So what began with the printing of simple parts like this will soon become the printing of full 100-foot rockets, engine and all, set to go to Mars, and then being able to print your own ride home.
Our first flight, we're on path to launch in late 2020.
For that flight, they'll have to bring printing materials with them. Metal that comes in long spools like this is superheated and then cooled. But eventually the hope is Mars can be mined for raw materials there.
People will look back and say, well, this is the first place that something totally new happened that actually changed the way we look at space and accessing space.
In Inglewood, Jory, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Fascinating.
Pretty crazy, isn't it? Sci-fi.
Printing spaceships. Okay, thanks for joining us.